Hello guys, welcome to zlatanobojmtg, and today we are going to be making our second sealed Theros deck from the cards we got out of our 6 boosters in the last video. Our rares, if you can't remember, Temple of Deceit, 100-handed one, Prognostic, Sphinx, Anger of the Gods, Reaper of the Wilds, and a Swan Song. So give me a couple of seconds and I will be back after I have sorted these into colours and put them into separate piles. So let's get going. Okay guys, so as you can see we've sorted out our colours. We have blue, red, white, black, green, multicolour, other land and artefacts, of which we haven't got too many. So let's go ahead and start with blue. So as usual we're looking for bombs, such as removal, and other good creatures that we all want to use. Enchantments, anything that's really good. So Memnonic Wall, not too bad, but not a bomb. Voyage's End, there's blue removal, so I'd say that's a definite choice. Fate Foretold, nice draw card, but not crucial. A 2/1 flyer for 2, not bad. We'll keep an eye on that. Memnonic Wall, another Voyage's End, that's pretty nice. Triton Tactics, up to 2 target creatures get +0/+3 until the end of turn. Untap them, and at the end of combat, tap each creature that was blocked. We'll have a look at that later. Breaching Hippocamp, I quite like this guy, but I don't think it's a bomb as such. Aqueous Form, enchant that gives unblockability and Scry 1 when the creature attacks. I'd say that's a bomb for a sort of attacking form of, you know, if you're going to put this with any other colour. I think this is really nice, and obviously easy splashable with 1 blue. Stymied Hopes, or Stymied Hopes, I don't know. Counter target spell unless you pay 1, Scry 1, not fantastic. Griptide is removal. Nimbus Naiad is a bomb, we discussed this in the last video. Bestow cost of 5, but it's the 2/2 flyer for 3, and then obviously to give that to another creature is pretty good. So definitely. Horizon Scholar, 4/4 flyer for 6, and Scry's 2, really nice. Benthic Giant, 4/5 hexproof. I wouldn't say it's a bomb. The reason I would say Horizon Scholar was is because it's got evasion and also has Scry 2, which is really good. So Benthic Giant, not fantastic, but pretty good. Annul, counter target artifact or enchantment spell. I don't know about that. Prognostic Sphinx is definitely a bomb. And Swan Song, although it's good, countering spells and putting 2/2 birds. I don't know. I think so, maybe. I'll say we put that into the pile of blue. So there's our blue bombs. We'll just have a quick look through those. Swan Song, Prognostic Sphinx, Horizon Scholar, Nimbus Naiad, Griptide, Aqueous Form, and 2 Voyage's Ends. Okay, we're going to go through our white cards now. Wingsteed Rider, 3 mana for a 2/2 flyer, pretty good. Also has Heroic to put counters on it, so I actually quite like this if it's targeted. I actually quite like that. I think it's good anyway, a 2/2 flyer for 3. Oops, sorry about that, not the camera. Ordeal of Helioid, 2 cost, enchant creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it, and then 3 more sacrifice it. Gain 10 life for sacrificing is definitely pretty good. That 10 life is really relevant and sealed. Silent Artisan is a filler. God's Willing, although okay, isn't fantastic. Nor is Vigilance. I'm not a fan of Vigilance at all. Fairies Warden, definitely no. Scholar of Theros, although good, because you can just put mana into it, isn't essential, it isn't bomb at this point. So no, Fairies Warden. Cetacean Griffin, 3/2 flyer for 5 mana. 4 mana including 2 green, give it 2/2 until the end of turn. Crane, a 5/4 flyer on turn 6 is not too bad actually. So if we are going to play green, I'd say that's probably a bomb. I think that's a really good creature actually. Vanquish the Foul, destroy a target creature with power 4 or greater, is removal. Scry 1, it's expensive. 100-handed one, Vigilance 3/5 for 4 mana. Although Vigilance not my favourite ability, I think on this guy it's really good because the monstrous 6 mana for monstrous 3, put 3 counters on him, and he can reach. He gets reach and can block 99 additional creatures. Block all the things, fantastic, and a Divine Verdict removal. So I'd say yes to that one. Our whites, Divine Verdict, 100-handed one, Vanquish the Foul, Cetacean Griffin, Ordeal of Heliod, and Wingsteed Rider. Let's go on to red. And we have a Demolish sideboard potential, but nothing else beyond that. Messenger Speed. Enchant creature has Trample and Haste for 1 mana. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good indeed. Titan Strength. Target creature gets +3/+1 till the end of turn. Scry 1. Nice heroic trigger, but not essential. Stone Shock Giant. 5/4 for 5. That's pretty good. 5/4 for 5 with Monstrosity 8 to give it 3 counters. Becomes monstrous creature without flying opponent's control. Can't block this turn. Its monstrosity is not brilliant apart from it, which makes it bigger. But a 5/4 for 5 is pretty decent. I'd say that's a very good creature actually in red. Portent of Betrayal is pretty good, but sideboard. Lightning Strike definitely. Messenger Speed I actually really like, so I'm going to put that there. Demolish again. Wild Cerebrance enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact of 5/3 for 5. Not fantastic. Death Bellow Raider, 2/3. We had these in the Minotaur deck. Attacks each turn if able, and has regenerate for 3 mana. It's not too bad actually. 2/3 attacking each turn is quite nice actually, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't think it's key. Flamespeaker Adept, whenever you scry, gets 2/0 and first strike until the end of turn. If we have a lot of scry, we can put this in, but until we know how much scry we have, this guy's not going to be brilliant in a deck. Titan Strength again. Wild Cerebrance, another Messenger Speed. Ordeal of Perforos, 1/1 counters and then removal afterwards. That's really nice, as is Rage of Perforos, and as is Anger of the Gods. A lot of removal in red, obviously, but really nice actually. Quite nice red. Rage of Perforos, Anger of the Gods, Ordeal of Perforos. I think we had 3 Messenger Speeds, which give Trample and Haste to an enchanted creature, which is actually really decent for 1 mana. Lightning Strike and Stone Shock Giant. The reason I put Messenger Speed in is that's a permanent thing. It's an enchantment to give it Trample and Haste for 1 mana. It's actually pretty decent. So let's go on to black. Quickly, Boon of Erebos. Again, this is a similar to Titan Strength, the 1 mana sort of instant heroic enabler. Asphodel Wanderer, not too bad, but not fantastic. Read the Bones, definitely. Drawing cards and scrying is really nice. Scourge Mark, enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and draw a card, not fantastic. Erebos' Emissary, not brilliant, but okay. Boon of Erebos. Loathsome Cadopal Pass, 6 mana, 3/3. You can force blocks on it, and when it dies, a creature opponent controls gets -3/-3. So it's removal and forces blocks. I actually quite like that, weirdly enough. Viper's Kiss, enchanted creature gets -1/-1, and its activated abilities can't be activated. It's a nice removal actually, and it also stops things that have activated abilities from activating their abilities. So things like Keepsake Gorgon won't be able to do their monstrous. Keepsake Gorgon, talking of which, 2/5 Death Touch for 5 with monstrosity. Becomes monstrous, destroy target non-Gorgon creature. That is really nice, because Gorgon's not a common creature variant, so nice removal and monstrosity and death touch, pretty nice. Return Centaur I really don't like. I don't like milling. March of the Returned, 2 creatures from the graveyard, not necessarily very good. Baleful Edelian, giving death touch, 1/1 and death touch, creature for 2, and bestowing death touch on something's quite nice late game because it acts as removal. Erebos' Emissary is again not fantastic, but okay. So our black bombs and removal and other interesting cards we might need. Baleful Edelian, Keepsake Gorgon, Viper's Kiss, Loathsome Cadopal Pass, and Read the Bones. So black not looking too bad. Let's go ahead and look at multicolours, greens, lands, and artifacts now. Okay, so we're going to have a look at green. Again, this is just like the red and black variants. This is a heroic enabler. Got a couple of those. Not necessarily brilliant, but it's pretty nice. It's a nice combat trick, so we'll keep that in mind if we go green. Staunch Hearted Warrior, a 2/2 for 4 heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets him, put 2 counters on him. Not bad heroic creature at all, but not necessarily fantastic. Hunt the Hunter. Target green creature you control gets +2/+2, and it fights a green creature an opponent controls. It's good sideboard material if you're playing a green deck, but not main board, and we're only going to look at main board. Nylea's presence enters the battlefield, draw a card, an enchanted land. So it's a nice fix, but again, fixing is really not essential. It's not a bomb. Warrior's Lesson: until the end of turn, up to 2 target creatures you control gain curiosity. Basically, whenever they deal damage to a player, draw a card. It's nice, but it's not incredible. Nemesis of Mortals: 5/5 for 6. 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard, and has Monstrosity 9 to give it 5 counters. I think I'm saying this wrong. I think it's Monstrosity 5, 9 mana. Sorry about that. This ability costs 1 less to cast, so I think this is really good. And it's in foil, which is always cool. I think it's a really good card. Nessian Asp, equally as such, 5 mana for a 4/5 reach with monstrous 4 for 7 mana. Really good. Satire Hedonist, nice mana fixing for red, but not fantastic. Leaf Crown Dryad, I think is actually okay. A Reach Bear, I think is actually quite decent, so I'm going to put that there. And Voyaging Satire, untapped target land is actually, weirdly enough, from what I've heard, really relevant, so we're going to head and put that in the pile as well. So we have Voyaging Satire, Leaf Crown Dryad, Nessian Asp, and Nemesis of Mortals. These two especially, I think, are really, really decent. Snake Tribal? Not Snake Tribal, not enough snakes. But let's have a look at the multicoloured. So we have a Horizon Chimera, which is a 2 green and blue. It is a Chimera, obviously. Flash, flying, and trample. Whenever you draw a card, gain 1 life. This thing's incredible. Definitely a bomb in multicoloured. Spellheart Chimera, the same. Each of the instants and sorcery cards in your graveyard. So if you're playing heavy instant and sorcery, so if we're playing red, blue, this guy's going to be amazing, because flying, trample, we use all the instant sorceries we can, and this guy's going to be huge. So that's actually pretty decent. I'd say that's pretty bomb if you're going in those colours. Shipwreck Singer, flying 1/2 for 2 mana. Someone in the comments actually on the last video opening up these boosters said how much they like this card, and I agree. Target creature an opponent controls attack this turn if able. Really decent flavour with the Siren creature type, and 2 mana and tap. Attacking creatures get -1/-1 till the end of turn. So I think that's a bomb if you're in those colours as well. A Crone Hoplite, when it attacks, it gets +X/+0 until the end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control. So if you're playing quite an aggressive white-red strategy, this is okay, but I don't think, looking at the cards we've got, enough to warrant that being an auto-include card. Destructive Revelry: destroy artifact or enchantment and deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Nice, but not necessarily fantastic. And Reaper of the Wild is just insane in limited. A 4/5 for 4 mana that you can give Death Touch to and Hexproof, and whenever another creature dies, Scry 1 is a complete bomb. Our land, Unknown Shores, nice to fix, and Temple of Deceit. These are obviously both needed if you're playing multicolours, so I'm just gonna, if you're playing blue and black, this is a bomb, and if you're playing multicolours, this is a bomb. Guardians of Meletis for the artifacts, and 06 Defender. If you need a creature to defend, that's okay. Witch's Eye is quite a nice scry, but I don't think it's fantastic. And Opaline Unicorn is nice to fix as well. So depending on what other cards we get around our colours, actually, these cards will become more useful later on in the process of deciding what deck we're having. Because, you know, if we decide to go black-green, for example, Reaper of the Wilds, blue, black, then we have Shipwreck Singer, and you know what I mean, you know, you can splash red then for Spellheart Chimera. It just depends. So we're going to go and have a look now at what cards we have in these piles and see what's going to give us the best options for a sealed deck. So after looking through our bombs and also our supporting cards, I believe that our best 3 colours are without a doubt blue. We have this guy who's pretty much untouchable if you have a card in your hand. And when he attacks you, Scry. He's a ridiculously good card. He completely destroys limited games. And also cards like Nimbus Naiad, we've got removal with Voyager's End, which also allows us to Scry. Aqueous Form, Scry. We've got a lot of Scry abilities. Red as well. A lot of removal, a lot of nice enchantments. Messenger Speed is going to be really good if we're going for sort of a blue-red aggro. But also knowing our mana fixing with Temple of Deceit, Unknown Shores, and Opaline Unicorn, I think we are going to also add black, which allows us to have access to Death Touch, some extra removal, some more draw card, and also allows us to have access to both Shipwreck Singer and Spellheart Chimera, which are both cards that I want to include in this deck. So the colours we are going to go for are blue, red and black for a Grixis build. So let's go ahead and look at the creature base for the Grixis deck we are going to create. So first of all, we're going to look through our blue cards for creatures. Prognostic Sphinx is a definite, Horizon Scholar as well, Nimbus Naiad, so all these guys are going in. So we've got 3 creatures there. Red creatures, we haven't actually got any apart from Stone Shock Giant, which is pretty decent. So I'd say Stone Shock Giant's probably going to go in there. Black creatures, Baleful Adelian and Keepsake Gorgon. We're not playing green, so Loathsome Catopple Pass becomes a little more restricted because of his ability. Obviously that's the main reason I wanted him, to make him be able, you know, force him to be blocked. I mean, if we've got Unknown Shores or Opaline Unicorn or any other mana fixing, it's easy to get that 1 green, but if we don't have one of those out, he's just going to be an expensive 3/3, so I don't think we need him. So our definite creatures also include Shipwreck Singer and Spellheart Chimera, and also we're going to go and throw in the Opaline Unicorn because we know we want the fixing. So far our creature count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9. But this is going to be a more heavy spell-based deck, I would expect. So let's go ahead and have a look at our other blue creatures. We had Benefic Giant, which is a nice hexproof creature, so we'll probably include that. Breaching Hippocamp, Flash, and untap another creature you control is a nice little combat trick and a nice creature. Vaporkin, early flying aggro sort of creature. Memnonic Wall's okay, we're not going to put that in for the moment, because we do actually want to sort of feed our Spellheart Chimera, so actually returning instant and sorceries isn't the best. But I mean, later on, if we need a creature, they're okay. 5 mana for a 0/4 defender, though, is not fantastic. So let's have a look at the other black creatures. Sorry, those are the ones I've just thrown away. Black creatures. So we're obviously not having green. We've got red creatures here, so we've got Wild Cerurbants, which is okay, but it's not fantastic. Titan Strength, we're probably going to have this because of the Scry, so I'll put that to one side. Flame Speaker Adept is one that we're obviously going to put in because whenever you Scry it gets 2/0 first strike, so he's going in. Deathbellow Raider attacks each turn, and we have the black to regenerate him, so he's a decent includer. Another Titan Strength, we'll keep that to one side. And then black, we have Asphodel Wanderer, not too bad, but not fantastic. Erebos' Emissary is actually pretty decent now if we're looking at black creatures, because he's a 3/3 for 4. So we'll get the 2 of those. We've also got Boon of Erebos, which isn't too bad. But let's have a look at how many creatures we have now with those in. Because it's going to be more instants and sorceries than creatures, we know that. We're going to look for around, let me think how to split this up, probably about 13 or 14 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we can actually think about getting rid of a few. And I'd say the weaker ones would probably be the Benefic Giant, although it's, I don't know, actually a 6-drop 4/5. It's actually pretty good. I'd say get rid of one of Erebos' Emissary. We could probably get rid of both of those actually. They're not probably key, so now we have 14, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 creatures, allowing us probably 12 spells, 10 spells, 14. Let's think about this. So we have 14 creatures, obviously it's a 40 card deck, so that leaves us another 26 cards to play for. So we've got 14 there. So another 26, we want 16 land probably, so 10 spells. So we are going to go ahead and look for things that allow us to scry to delve deeper into decks, and also removal, so Titan Strength possibly. We obviously want Voyage's End in there for a nice removal. Aqueous Form is pretty good, and also Griptide's okay. It basically time walks you if you can get rid of a big creature of theirs, so I'd say that's a decent one. Swan Song is too, although it's a good card, I think it's too I don't really like countering spells anyway, and it's too specific to enchantments, instants and sorceries. If this was just a spell, I think it'd be fine. I know there's a lot of enchantments flying around with the creatures. I know there's enchantment creatures, but I think it's too specific to have in the main deck. So we'll have those 4. Other removal we'll want probably Anger the Gods, Ordeal of Perforos, so that's 6. We'll have Lightning Strike, obviously, Rage of Perforos, that's 8. And then let's have a look at what black cards we have. Read the Bones. Viper's Kiss is quite decent removal. So I'd say that is our 10. I mean, I know we've left out our Messenger Speed, which I quite liked, but I think our creatures and these is okay, actually. So Messenger Speed to one side. I mean, you could always put those in a sideboard. So our 10 spells are Viper's Kiss, which enchant creature gets -1/-1, and it can't activate abilities, can't be activated, so it's removal for a small creature, or you can stop a creature from doing its cool activated abilities. Rage of Perforos, Scry, 4 damage to a creature. Ordeal of Perforos makes our creatures bigger, and also when it's got 3 counters on it, we can sacrifice it and deal 3 damage. Griptide is a nice removal of creature to the top of an opponent's deck, which allows them to waste mana, and so essentially you're time walking if they play a creature and you get rid of it with Griptide. Aqueous Form, Scry, when it attacks, when a creature that enchanted by Aqueous Form attacks, and also that creature can't be blocked, so actually very nice. Read the Bones, Scry 2, draw 2 cards to lose 2 life, not too bad at all. It's a really good card, actually. I want a few of those for standard. Lightning Strike, obviously. Anger of the Gods, obviously. 3 damage to each creature, and it exiles them if they would die this way. And 2 Voyages Ends. So overall, our deck so far in this Grixis build, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, allowing us 16 land to play with. So let's take a look at the land and show you the curve of the deck. So guys, here you can see the curve of our deck, and it's a bit higgledy-piggledy. It's not like higgledy-piggledy, such an English thing to say. Oh, that's so weird of me to say. Anyway, yes, our curve is very higgledy-piggledy, which means it's all over the place. It's not like a Jund deck where it has a very smooth, natural curve to it. We have quite a lot of 2-drops and 3-drops, a few 1-drops, but then we've also got a fair bit of late game play, which means, you know, most of these are actually removal and, you know, to bide us time to get things like Prognostic, Sphinx, Horizon Scholar, Stone Shock Giant, Keepsake Gorgon, these sorts of creatures out. Obviously we've got Griptide as removal, Anger of the Gods, Shipwrecked Singer's got removal as well on it. You know, Ordeal of Perforos, Lightning Strike, Voyages End, Viper's Kiss. There's a lot of removal, and then that allows us, obviously, as well, with Rage of Perforos, to go into this high-end, big creatures late game. Having a look, obviously, blue and red are our most prominent colours. So, obviously, we have our Unknown Shores for the mana fixing Temple of Deceit, which is really nice to get, because it allows us to play blue and black, and also allows us to scry. So, knowing that black is our least popular colour in the deck, we obviously have mana fixing with Opaline Unicorn, Temple of Deceit and Unknown Shores, also tap for Swamp. So we have sort of 5 Swamp there, but 3 main board Swamps. Mountain-wise, we have 5, but also Unknown Shores taps for that, and Opaline Unicorn, so essentially we have 7 sources of red mana. And then of Island, which is obviously, by looking at it, our most popular colour, is 6, but obviously with the Unknown Shores and Opaline Unicorn, it's 8. So we actually have a fair source of mana to fix. It's actually probably got better fixing than the other deck, which, you know, probably in the matches you'll see that it's easier to cast a lot of this stuff because of the mana fixing we have here. Anyway, yes, that's been this sealed deck that will go up against the Minotaur deck. So yeah, if you're wondering what the colour combination for this deck is called, blue, black and red is called Grixis, named after, well, not named after, but the colour's synonymous with Nicol Bolas. So there's our deck, guys, ready to face the Minotaur deck. That match will be coming up soon. I'll probably have a game against Nicola, my girlfriend. So here is the Minotaur deck. If you guys missed it, the video will be in the description below. Again, here it is. So it's a Minotaur based deck but in Jund colours. As you can see, I quite like triple coloured decks. So yeah, there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and look forward to seeing a match between these two decks coming soon. Also, we are going to be having some more EDH deck text, because you guys seem to want to see some of my EDH decks. So I have for you guys prepared a Garve Guru of Spores deck tech, including such amazing creatures as Chorus of the Conclave and Carador Ghost Chieftain. Cards you probably haven't seen before because they're mainly EDH pieces. So that's going to be interesting. So do let me know if you are excited for that, and let me know when you know what you guys think of these two decks. So yeah, see the description below for this Minotaur deck, and obviously I hope you enjoyed seeing this deck being created. I've been Noah from zlatanobojmtg. I still am Noah from zlatanobojmtg. Have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I hope you guys are having fun with our channel and enjoying the content. See you guys soon.